really excited. I'm bringing you my new talk show and podcast. What's up, everyone? We are live. We are live. You are tuned in to Unfiltered with Faith Adorne, and we have a great show. The segment tonight is the entrepreneur journey to success, and we have a special guest in the house tonight. We have LeeA1 Credit Repair. How you doing today?
I'm doing
Can-
good. How everybody doing? Can you hear me?
yes, I can hear you. I can hear you perfect. So, how you doing? Is everything good? How was your day?
Everything was good. Had a long day, but made it throughout the day.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. So, I always come with the resources every day. I mean, every Thursday. And
Yeah.
today I'm going to be letting everyone know in regards to podcasting. Um, if you thought about starting your own podcast, this is a perfect time. Um, it's so many different opportunities. And just give it a try. Give it a try. Don't think about doing anything else. Just go ahead and do it. And give me one moment. Other than that, you are tuned in to Unfiltered with Faith Adorn, and I just want to thank everybody that's joined in for tonight. So, Lee, let me ask you a question. With
Mhm.
your credit repair service, um, I have a lot of questions of people that have been reaching me that had some, just concerns and stuff like what they wanted to do.
Mhm.
And tell me a little bit about yourself and your credit repair company.
I've been in business for about a year and a half now. I'm an entrepreneur myself. As you know as well, I'm a DJ, professional DJ.
Right. We'll talk about that too. Yes.
Yeah,
So
we'll
that means a
definitely
lot of
get
your
to that. Yeah.
customers probably come from that too, because you have a really huge following also, nice following.
I do, yeah. So a lot of my clients do come from that as well, knowing that I'm a DJ and an entrepreneur as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, how did you get into credit repair and just give us a quick synopsis of what you do within your company.
Okay, so I basically had a mentor that I was following. He goes by Rodney Wilson. I've been following him for a minute. Yeah, so he was definitely the one guiding me through the whole credit thing and how credit works, basically. And yeah, he was my mentor, and yeah,
Mentor.
I
So he was
definitely.
very helpful. So basically, you have to get your credit repair and then once you did that you kind of fell in love with it and you're like, you know what, I could do this.
Yeah, I actually got my credit repaired through him, and then that's how I kind of got into it, and then and the years just passing by, getting to actually know what credit is, I picked up interest on it, and that's when I actually deeply got into it more.
So I got a couple questions that I want to ask you. So I had some just different some of my followers that reached out to me and they wanted to stay, anonymous. And they have like some questions in regards to working on getting their credit repaired.
Okay.
And one of the questions that I had from someone was, does closed accounts mean negative activity on their credit report?
Closed accounts. Yes, for sure, because it could also prevent lenders from giving you out loans and all kind of things. So yes, that is a big factor. Closed accounts, definitely, that's basically a charge off or a collection, and which you don't want on your credit report.
Right. Okay. So basically, your company, if someone had some closed accounts, you would be able to assist them whether they need to keep them because it could be like a trade line that you might want to keep on your account, or you would be able to decipher to see what needs to be removed and what don't need to be removed, basically.
Yeah, yeah. Based off how long they actually, let's say for example, if it's a credit card that they had in
Okay.
the past, and it goes on and it goes into collections.
Hmm.
Well, looking at the age of how long they actually had the credit card for, yes, I might just advise them to leave that on there because that could be a good factor.
And I'm glad you brought that up because I had a question. Someone had reached out to me and they was just like, okay, they had purchased a car. They
Mhm.
paid their car off early, and the car salesman
Right.
basically told them if they pay the car off and buy a new car, their credit will go up because they was paying the car off cash, early. Come down to it, that was a lie
That's a lot.
because their score went down
Yeah,
because
because
they
the
paid
credit
off too
utilization.
early.
Right. Yeah, they pay it off too early, and depending on what kind of car they got, if it was a car much more expensive than the one they already had before, then that could also cause their credit utilization to go down, which you always want to keep at 30%.
Wow. And see, the salesman got the sale,
Yeah, you got this.
but
That's how they
was
do.
not honest. Oh, wow.
Right.
So, I have another question from an anonymous
Mhm.
person. They said, is it best to keep your balance on your credit card at 10% or more each month?
10% is good, but where you want to actually keep it is below that 30% usage. But keeping it at 10% is actually good because the less utilization you have on there, the less you have to pay, which is
Right.
good.
Okay.
And
Okay.
regardless of what the actual utilization is, your credit score still will go up. So
See it go up.
yeah,
It seems to me like it seems like right now, it seems like, is it true? Like it seems like since COVID, are
mhm,
they changing a lot of things with your credit score? Because I have read somewhere that what
yeah.
was they talking about? Give me one moment. About your FICO score. Like they were supposed to be creating new FICO scores, or the FICO scores wasn't going to be the same any longer.
I wasn't pretty much really aware of that.
Was
Um,
that is that true?
uh, I wasn't really aware of that, or
Yeah.
nor of the clients that I do have right now. I'm thinking about
Yeah, somebody was saying that to me, so I was just like, okay, you know what? Let me ask Lee. So you not really sure about that, okay?
it.
So I guess the cool thing is, how could some like with your Instagram, and how could someone contact you after the show? Because we do have some new viewers. I'm seeing like new
Yeah.
people coming into like the different platforms. And by the way, shout out to Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. And YouTube. I appreciate this platform, and I'm live on Instagram, but I'm streaming off these platforms. So if someone wanted to get in contact with you, how could they reach you?
You can always follow my Instagram at LeeA1 Credit Repair Services. I'm always up on there, or my actual main personal page, which is my DJing page, which I'm a lot active on as well.
Hmm.
That will be at Famous DJ Lee1.
Okay. Now let me ask you another question someone sent me. How do charge-offs affect your mortgage or loan and your credit?
Charge offs depending on what kind of charge you want to know what kind of charge off it is.
Hmm.
Um, Either if it was a correct. Well, can you ask them if that's saying like them trying to get a house, or is that just something that is that pretty much something that's already out there, or are they trying to get a house? What is it that they're trying to do?
Oh, so
'Cause-
basically you would need to do more of it as a consultant, kind of like, I
consultant,
guess, see
yeah,
what's going on before you just answer that because you don't
answer
know
that, yeah,
what's on their credit.
that's on their
Okay, that
credit.
makes
Right.
sense. So
Yeah,
I'm quite sure they're watching tonight because they did send these questions to me. They
yeah,
just want to stay anonymous, and I guess a lot of people don't want everyone in their business be knowing like what's going on with their credit and stuff like that. So
yeah,
it's cool.
yeah,
I respect that and keep it anonymous.
yeah.
Um, how can someone remove bankruptcy off their credit? Can you assist them with that?
Yes, I have took a few bankruptcies off before.
Wow.
It's just pretty much knowing how to go through the right FCRA, guidelines in order to, take that off and things like that.
That's good, Lee, because I've talked to many people that had dealt with different credit repair companies and they were paying money to get stuff like that off and
Yeah,
could not get it removed. So the fact that you
yeah,
have like testimonies of different customers that you dealt with where you were able to remove the bankruptcy, I'm quite sure whoever sent me this question
mhm.
is going to be reaching out to you. That's something that they wanted to know. So that's good to know.
Sounds good. Sounds good.
So was it hard with you getting it off? Was it a long process?
It did.
Did you
It
had
did. It took about 5 months after going back and forth with the lender and everything like that. So, but it ended up working out, and everything went smooth for the person.
That's good. That's good. I guess I have another question. Okay, this is a good question. So
Okay.
this is from an anonymous person, and they said, should you accept the collections agency offer of a settlement or just don't pay it? And the reason they said that is because they heard different credit repair companies saying,
Okay.
don't pay the collections because it's not going to do nothing. But the person is saying, I could not get a place in my name. So what do I do? Is it best to pay the settlement or and just don't pay it, period? So I was thinking about a pay for delete, but does that make a difference?
A pay for delete, not really too much. I always advise like my clients that I have now to make sure they have, you know, a good type of bond with whoever their lender were, or let's say, for an example, in that situation you're talking about them leaving an apartment. So I always make sure they have that relationship with the apartments or
Hmm.
whatever it is, because it will affect you if you're trying to find another apartment with an eviction or a balance that you still have with them.
Right. So,
So I always advise my clients to always make sure that, even it could be a little lump sum, that will definitely help your credit
oh,
score
right, because
as
the
well.
average apartment complex, or whether it's a property company, if they
Yeah.
see a open collections from
Collections,
another,
yes.
they're
Yeah.
not going to want to rent to you. So
Yeah.
basically, when these other credit repair companies is telling them don't pay it, you really need to try to work out a settlement and
Work
pay
out.
it. So they,
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Not only that, but let's say if the credit agencies or the debt collectors or whatever, you can have some type of informal agreement with them, and they'll be able to, y'all can come to an agreement and, find a solution towards that. But
got you.
once it's in the debt collector's hands, from the apartments to the debt collector's hand, it's no money exchange in through that. Like they really it's just they give your information to them to like follow you around, and and because they know you're not gonna be willing to want to pay that debt off, so they'll
Hmm.
have debt collectors come follow you around to pay the apartment people their money when it's basically in the
Mm.
debt collector's hands. The apartment basically gives it to debt collector's hands after that.
So
Well,
basically,
free call for free calls.
okay. So
Yes.
basically, you just need to pay it. So the
Yeah.
person that sent me this question, usually he's saying just pay it because it's going to be hard anyway. If you
Yeah.
don't pay it, you want to go ahead and just say it, get it. But is it good to make sure with the collection agency that you get a pay for delete letter like proof? Because you can pay it, but then if they don't remove it,
Remove it. Yeah. It's still going to be there, and that's what you don't want. I ran into that situation before even moving into my apartment. I left a bounce off at one of the apartments I was at before coming. Well, 4 years ago, before moving
okay,
into this apartment this year. So I
okay,
had to actually go back to those apartments and find a way to actually, settle that debt off with them before I could actually move into here, because certain certain apartments won't allow that, and you want to make sure you always take care of that.
right. And
Hmm.
so you was able to work something out with them. So you basically went to the apartment complex instead of going through the collection agency, which makes
Right.
sense.
Right.
Pay them. That way it's
Yeah.
going to be removed quicker than
Right. Because the debt collectors, once you give them your information, they're going to be following you around. for good until you actually pay that debt. So you want to always make sure you go back to the apartments and find a way to settle it out with them, pretty much.
So let me ask you a question, Lee.
Yeah.
From piggybacking off what you said,
Mm.
even if it's not an apartment complex or just any type collections, it seems like
Collection.
it's best to pay the company instead of the collection agency for
Yes,
listening to
it
you.
is. It is. It is depending on what kind of depth it is. I have took out a lot of like credit card collections and stuff off. Those are
Hmm.
the majority of the ones I do take off, like credit card collections and medical bills. Those are the two most ones I do delete off people's credit.
Okay, and that's good because people could have a lot of different medical bills within collections on your credit, and that could prevent you from getting a place to live too, also, right?
Yeah, yeah, most definitely. I had a friend actually. He had a $16,000 credit card with Bank of America. He called me a few days ago. He was trying to see if I could like basically take it off,
Hmm.
and I was telling him that well, in a case like that, it's not really guaranteed because that's a large amount. That
Oh.
that's a large amount you actually owe them, so they're gonna be following you around and make sure that you definitely pay that debt off with them. They're
Oh, so
not
when
too.
something like that is so
The
high, it's
lower,
no.
yeah, the lower the debt, the more easy it is to get it off a credit profile. So you want to always
And I
keep that in
like
mind.
that you're being transparent and
I'm
honest
being
about it,
very,
because see, a
yeah.
lot of different credit repair companies might say, "Well, no, I can
Mhm.
just get off." You're
I could
letting them
do
know like
it.
it's a possibility it might not work because.
Mhm.
So basically, when something is over $10,000, is more of an issue. Is it
Yeah.
5,000 or what is it?
Uh, I'll say anything above 5,000 is
That's when it gets a little bit
that's
like,
when it gets a
okay,
little bit difficult, or it could even take longer time to actually get it off your credit report. Hmm.
okay. Um, I have a question where an anonymous person asked me, is it good to dispute creditors over the phone or either on the credit bureau page online? Or is it best just to send in letters?
Uh, I feel like honestly, it's best sending letters through mail. You get a faster response, and not only you get yeah, I'll say you mostly you get a faster response with that.
Okay, so it's better
Yeah.
to do that.
There's this thing called cloud mail. It actually lets you wirelessly send mail without not having to go to the post office and stuff,
Get
which
it
works good for
certified.
people.
Is it still certified when you do it like that?
It's still certified, yes.
So the
I
credit
think
bureau
there's
could
some
not say they didn't receive it.
receive it correct, but I try different ways around that, but the best way is always sending letters through mail.
That's like the old time way. So that's
Old
better
time
because you're
way,
going to
yeah.
be able to have copies, and
Copies,
then
correct.
well, you can still have. I'm quite sure copies online, but I
Hmm.
guess it seemed like it probably wouldn't be good to do it online. So that's good to know. So it's
Correct.
better to dispute through mail.
Hmm.
Um, what was the next question? Okay. Somebody wanted to know. Okay, somebody sent me a question. They said, "What is LexisNexis?"
Oh, LexisNexis, they're basically a security credit company that basically has all type of access to your credit profile, which means that they could lock it and pretty much do anything.
So do
Um,
you work through LexisNexis too when you're trying to, in the process of repairing your clients' credit also?
yeah, yes, I do go through them as well.
So
Yeah.
basically, let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
With us doing, with you having your credit repair service,
Right.
um, how can I ask you this? What 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 has you different than other credit repair services? Why should someone, I guess, feel comfortable, working with you? Like what?
Working.
Yes.
Uh, with me, I'll say it's much of more of my transparency. Like I'm not gonna tell you I'm gonna be able to do something and not do it. And not only that, with the clients I actually do have right now, what
Mhm.
I'll do with them is I had some clients I didn't even actually take payment to that month was over until I had sent their letters in and got
Mhm.
their new report, and then
Mhm.
I'll actually c- take payment from them. What I'll also do is like let's say I'll charge somebody 500 for my services. What
Okay.
I'll do is I'll charge 150 up front,
Mhm.
and after that, once your new results come in, then that's when you can that's when we can actually make an agreement before that. When your new results come in and when you're actually satisfied with what you see, we can go ahead and you know process the rest of the payment. And I
Okay.
do
So you
have
do.
I also do write contracts for that as well to make sure
Okay.
everything is transparent.
Okay. So they can. So you're making them feel like they can trust you. You
They
know,
can
they can
trust you,
trust
right?
you.
Rather than just taking your money up front and then I tell you, okay, I'm gonna take your bankruptcy off and not take it off.
So you give them a printout of what you're gonna do. This is what
What
the
I'm
fee
right.
is, and this is what you can expect. But you're
Expect
also transparent. Let them know it's a process.
it's a
But this.
process, correct?
So when they're getting the letters, they need to send the letters to you so you can follow up.
Yes, yes, correct.
Okay.
Mhm.
Uh. Okay, so someone else wanted to know. I did hear you say about the bankruptcy. You was able to just get a customer's bankruptcy removed. If someone has a foreclosure on their credit, are you able to assist them with that also to see if you're able to get it removed? Or is that something you've done it before, or you just how would you just need to
I
pull the
have
credit to
actually
see?
none of my clients actually came through. None of my clients actually had foreclosures on their credit profiles. I
Okay.
only work. So far, I have worked with two bankruptcies so far, and I was able to get those two off.
But the bankruptcies is good though because I've talked to a lot of people that
Mhm.
have had issues getting bankruptcies off, like just with different, even the bigger companies that do credit repair. So
Mhm.
that's good. And you did say somebody did send a question, but you answered that question. It's best to pay the original correct creditor instead of the collection agency. So you
It's
did
that
that.
collection agency, right?
Okay. So let
Mhm.
me ask. So with the LexisNexis, is it a process with them when you are doing credit repair for a customer? Like, do you reach
Like
out?
let's say a client's credit profile is locked, they basically have all that access to do unlock the person's credit profile and all that.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. Someone else just wanted to know. It's kind of like another question. They just, but it's a little different. They said when you pay off, when you pay off a creditor early, it
Mhm.
affects your credit score. Would you advise someone to do that? And also, would you advise someone to do that if it's a trade line that's been on their credit for a while. Like say, I guess so. I guess the way they're asking the question is,
Mhm.
if it's a car. It seemed like it maybe be like if it was a car
Or credit.
or either maybe like a credit card. Would you advise them to pay the bill off early? Well, no, a car. Would you advise them to pay it off early if the trade line has been there for a long time?
The trade line has been there, let's say for about because that's what lenders like to see, like a good credit age and good credit limit. So yes, I would say for them to keep on building that up, especially if you have good positive credit history, credit payment history.
Okay.
I'll definitely say, keep that on there and pay as little as you can, pretty much.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Do you offer different rates and packages, or do you just have one set price for your repair
Um,
services?
I have different packages because certain people, like let's say certain people come to me because they have a lot of inquiries on their credit report.
Mhm.
So I charge obviously less for that because it's not too much you got to go into with
Okay.
that. Now, as far as charge offs, medical bills and stuff, I do have like a set price for that.
Okay. Now, I do have a question from an anonymous person. They wanted to know, okay, so I understand that he does credit repair, but what if I felt more comfortable with just still paying him for the services. However, he would be assisting me. Well, I guess she wants more of a training with
Hmm.
you where she can do her own credit repair to her own. But I guess she's saying you not having so much access to her stuff. Do you do that? Like, do you have like how you can just you have different credit repair companies that have like books and stuff like that, or like steps.
Or
She
like
says,
a guidebook, basically,
yeah, like a ebook or
an
something like
ebook or
that.
something like that.
Are you able to do if she was to like sit down or either send you her credit report? She
Mhm.
wants to know, but she says she's very private, but
Right.
she wanted to know that do you have a process set up like that where even if she wasn't sending you her credit report,
Mhm.
that she said that she's very private. She
Right.
wants to keep
So
certain
she,
things.
so she's basically trying to see if she could fix her credit on her own.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's what she's
yes,
saying.
that is possible.
Okay,
Yes,
so you have different rates and
and
packages
I
for that.
also do have an ebook for that as well. Like I have step guides to actually show you how to take negative stuff off your credit report,
Okay, that is good. That's cool.
and
Okay.
also through software and through phone as well. So whichever she feels much more comfortable with.
Okay.
I also do provide that as well
Okay, so I'm
as
quite
far as my
sure
services.
she's listening to that. So and then you say you do have the ebook too with the steps to guide. So that's good to
Right.
know.
Yes.
So let me ask you, like, does it ever get like intense working on someone's credit? Like, say if someone has a so I guess let me ask you this question. Say someone has a bunch of collections, but
Hmm.
they are hospital bills and phone bills,
Hmm.
and say they're less than $4,000.
Hmm.
Would that be something easy for you to get removed? Would you be
Um,
able to assist somebody with a process like that?
it takes a quite longer time, and what I also have been running through is like I'll take a medical bill off somebody's credit report.
Hmm.
When I do their round two or round three, it comes back onto their credit report basically, and that's when I have to do a whole nother process again to actually find new ways to get that off of the person's credit report through the
So that's
SCRA
like a
document.
headache too, especially someone getting all excited and then they
Yeah.
thinking the collections is gone, and
Hmm.
then you have to do a round two and then it's back up there. So basically, the only reason they fell off is because they probably didn't respond in like 30 days.
Responding correct, yes.
Oh wow. So
Yeah.
then the process becomes a little bit longer
Longer.
because now
Yep.
you have to go ahead and send out round two or round three.
Right. And I always tell my people, my clients, whilst I'm in the process of removing these negative items off your credit report, make sure you're making payments on whatever you have on there, like any open accounts. Make sure you're making on time payments because that also will affect the process as well.
Wow, like so I know that has to be like a stressful for someone that's thinking it's gone and then it pops back up.
I was back up, right?
Okay. Someone asked me, how long will it take you to assist someone with repairing someone's credit? I guess you can't really answer that question because it's a
It really
process.
depends on what you have on there, pretty much.
Okay. So, I mean, the average time frame, what could it could take 3 months, 6 months,
Uh,
9 months, or
I always try and tell people at least about 5 months
okay.
because after that round three, that's like basically the final round. I want to make sure nothing pops up on back on your credit. So
Hmm.
that way, when it does, I'll be able to find other new ways to get that off, pretty much. So I always
Okay.
tell people 4 to 5 months, pretty much.
Okay. 4 to 5 months. Um, Someone also asked, what is the beginner's guide to someone building new credit with bad credit?
What's the Kurt? Say that again, please.
What is the beginner's guide? I guess
Mhm.
their question is, so I'm gonna decipher it because I see where they're going with. They say, what is the beginner's guide to someone building new credit with bad credit? So I guess what they're trying to say is they have bad credit
Right.
and they're trying to build new credit.
New credit.
So what is the beginner's guide? I guess is the guide. Do you have a guide for that or?
Yes, I do. It's a lot of like credit builder cards or what's it called? Yeah, cards or accounts and new ways to where you can start actually establishing credit. And
Mhm.
I'll give this out on this live. This is actually something that's been very helpful towards my clients that I have right now. It's this
Okay.
thing called Self that's going on right now. It's a credit builder account, and what it does is that
Okay. What did you say? What is it called?
it's called Self, SELF,
Okay.
Self Financial. So what's it called? So it's basically a credit builder account that you put money towards into. It's like a savings account pretty much. So what you
Okay.
do is what you do is you make payments on that card. And when you make payments on that card, it goes into a saving account, and now also it builds your credit every month. So that's the most popular one that I actually have right now for people that don't have credit or have never established credit.
Okay. That seems so. And you know what? I've seen that online. Self
Yeah,
is called. Is it self lenders or self or
it's
something
called
like
self.
that?
Yeah, self. Yeah,
So it does. It's not like a gimmick. It really works.
it really works. Yes, it does. I have used it for about 2 years, and
So
then
basically, so all the payments you put on that
mhm.
card, which is your personal card, you get that back at a certain time.
So well, the thing with that is it's just an account like a credit builder account. You
Hmm.
don't receive no credit card or no type of card in the mail. It's basically a saving account to help you basically start establishing credit. So yeah.
Okay. So y'all see it. Whoever's tuned in, whoever that question is that I just asked, he said it's a company called Self. Google it, and like I tell everyone, do your own research, regardless of where you get information from. Even with Lee, he has his credit repair company. Do your own research. Like he's giving you his information in regards to what has worked for him and his customers and what he's experienced with doing, but always do your own research. That way you're more comfortable when you are enrolling in a program. I always tell people that. So that's good to know. And I'm glad you brought that up because I had been seeing the company, you know how it come down your timeline on social media. And I'm
Right.
like, it's so many different gimmicks out there and like scams,
Right.
and you just don't know if it's really, good. So that's good to know.
Yeah, it's actually been working out for a lot of my clients, and they always come back thanking me about it. So
That's good.
y'all most definitely check into that.
Okay. And you guys, we got to take a quick break. Lee, hold on. I got to do a commercial. Um, if I have any sports fans out there, any boxers, you guys can follow Retro Chris Media. He has a dope magazine where he's always doing interviews. Link up with him and follow him on Instagram at Retro Chris Media. We'll be right back in less than 1 minute, everyone. We are back live. Um, We are live on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and YouTube. Both of my Facebook pages. I just want to tell everyone thank you for tuning in because I see my different followers on my different platforms, and shout out to all the platforms that are allowing me to stream. So we have a special guest to the new viewers that we have in. His name is LeeA1 Credit Repair, and he's basically coming in to bring some knowledge and some gems in regards to repairing your credit. So if someone is having any issues with their credit report, not knowing how to read it, or trying to get some inquiries removed, or even purchasing an ebook, Lee, go for it. Let them know where they can find you at for the new viewers that we have right now.
For the new viewers, you can always find me on Instagram at Leak A1 Credit Repair Services. Um, it's a new. I mean, it's basically a new page that I have on there. It's not as much following, but I
But your
will.
other page, because you're an actual DJ too, so
Yeah. So my main page is at famous DJ LeeA1. You can always
okay.
contact me on there too for my credit repair services. But
So it seems like you're gonna be having to find a company, somebody to do. You're gonna be hiring soon, because I know
yeah,
you said you busy
right,
to
right.
be running your Instagram page. Because I'm
Instagram
quite
page as
sure
well.
they are. You going to be at you after this interview, so that's good.
Cool.
So I have another question. Okay, someone wanted to know, what is your favorite credit card for someone that wanted to get a credit card that don't have a credit card? What are your five top credit cards that you feel like it's easy to get for someone to apply
Um,
for?
to apply for, I'll go with the Amex card. The MS credit card is good. Um, well, it also depends on what your credit score is, as well, because that goes into a big factor as well with the new cards. And
Okay.
another one I'll do is the Capital One Quicksilver Cash Rewards credit card is very good. Zero APR, um, no monthly expenses towards it, so
Right.
it's good.
Do you
And the
authorize, do you
cashback,
think
the
it's best?
cashback,
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, the cashback percent on that card is actually 1.5 on anything you spend. It could be groceries or whatever it is.
Oh,
With
so that's
that.
that's better because you can get cash back. Do you
Mhm.
also do you prefer like a credit union credit card, like a credit union account? Do you prefer
Yes,
that
the
as
credit the
okay?
credit union is always the credit union credit cards are always the best.
Okay. Navy
Yeah.
Federal, that's who
Maybe Federal, yeah.
okay.
Delta
And
Community. I think Financial, that's a good one as well. That's the one. That's the credit union I'm actually with currently. And
okay,
they
yeah,
have
that's
very
how I was
good
with
rates.
Navy Federal. There was somebody asked a question about that. Okay, someone else, this is a good question. They wanted to know, what is the best way to increase your credit card limit?
To increase your credit card limit, okay. So you want to always make sure you're making payments on the actual credit card you have. That's what actually increases your credit limit. Yeah. So you just want to make sure you make payments on time, and that will actually boost up your credit limit.
Okay. And
So just
somebody
making
else
payments.
also wanted to know is, are you able to assist someone with building up credit with business credit? Do you do that
Yeah.
also?
I
Okay.
also do business credit. I basically can set up a business. Well, register a business for you, get an EIN and Dun& Bradstreet number, get you a website and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Also help you get some net 30 and net 60 accounts, trade lines, and all that. So I do all of that as well.
That's good to know.
Mhm.
Okay.
And
That's
yes, business credit also does go tag along with your personal credit. So yeah,
so basically, with somebody wanting to apply to reach out to you to build a business credit, you have all the steps. You'd be able to
correct.
assist them with that. And that's
Yep,
good
top to
too,
bottom.
also because you want to be able to build up separate business credit
Mm-hmm.
that has nothing to do with your personal credit.
Your personal credit, correct.
Okay, so that's how you advise that. And
Yeah.
like, and what's the process like? All the different steps that you just spoke about. I guess it's like a long process doing everything.
Yeah, it's a long process, but yeah, it's pretty much a long process, especially just starting off as a new business, pretty much, and getting a business registered. That process kind of takes a while, but as far as getting like trade lines onto your business and everything else, that's pretty much easy. So,
That's
you
good. That's
know,
good. Okay. How?
and the trade lines are basically lenders that are borrowing you money, pretty much. So they'll report to your Dun& Bradstreet, your Experian as well, business credit score every end of the month.
So with the trade lines, Do you like if like do you advise someone to have a certain amount of trade lines on their credit? Um, don't
on
have
their
too
credit
many,
profile.
or like what's the process? That was a question that I had from someone wanting to know like is it best to have a certain amount of trade lines on your credit or
It really depends on what you're trying to achieve. Um, Now, as far as having like your own personal trade lines, that's very good because you can. I mean, it's a lot of like lending um, opportunities for you and stuff like that.
okay?
But yeah, so it really depends.
It just depends. Okay.
Mhm.
I have someone that wanted to know in regards to repos. They was like, one person said that they had, wow, okay, sorry.
You good?
um, I almost did like the Kevin Hart, like, okay, but they're anonymous, so hopefully they're not gonna be upset because I was like, wow. So
Right,
they have two repos on their credit,
right.
and they also have they wanted to know is if they was to reach out to you, would you be able to assist them with removing the two repos off
Yes,
their credit?
repos. I'm very familiar with taking those off. So yes, definitely
So
get in touch with me with. Yeah, definitely get in touch with me about the repos.
okay, and the rest of their question was they wanted to know with the two repos that's on their credit, is it best for them to file, and this is an anonymous person, is it best for them to file the bankruptcy, or what is your perspective or advice on that topic? Would it be easier just to remove the repos, or would it be better to file the bankruptcy?
It would be easy to get it removed.
Okay, easier to do that. The next question with the same person wanted to know is if they had a prior bankruptcy, and well, they said okay, someone else is in a bankruptcy now. So if
Mhm.
someone is in a bankruptcy now and they want to get out, would you be able to assist them with getting that off their credit?
Basically, if they're in a bankruptcy as in this current, no, I wouldn't be able to.
Okay.
If it's something that has been years ago, then yes, for sure.
Okay. But someone that has like the two repos, because it's the same person, I guess maybe they're asking questions for someone else too. With the two repos, you would be able to assist them with that.
Yes, the repos for sure.
Okay. They also somebody also asked me, it oh, you actually brought up this credit card. They said, is it hard to get an Amex card with bad
Uh,
credit?
with bad credit, yes, it definitely is.
It
It
is.
definitely
So
is.
what is the process? Like, what does your score have to be at, or what's the bracket of it?
They look for a fair credit score. They look for a fair credit score. I'll say from like the 620s, 620s going up pretty much. A
Understood.
fair and good credit score rating pretty much.
So let me ask you, someone that maybe might have like not so good credit, basically the best way for them to build the credit up really, I guess if they had a co-signer to add them on a credit card, that would be a trade line. That could
I'll
help,
be
right?
feeling right. Right.
But other than that, if their credit is bad, Amex is not going to be. So what would be better for them to self, the company self, or maybe like the Capital One card?
Yeah. But what I also tell people to do is if you don't have good credit or you never established credit, get a few trade lines. Get a few trade lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what that'll do is be able to help you get approved for credit cards with higher limits and everything. So get trade
Understood.
lines. You want to make sure you get trade lines. That's actually the cheat code to actually be getting approved for credit cards and stuff like that. With bad credit, you want to make sure you get those trade lines.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay, that makes sense. I understand that. So I'm quite sure. I know you guys are listening. I got all these questions. I've been going through all the questions. I don't think I missed like none of the questions. I want to make sure I got everybody's question answered. I think I got everything. I got a couple more.
Mm.
Somebody wanted to know. in regards to getting their credit report, like uh how can they get it free? Are they able to get it free twice a year? They wanted to know, or is it just one time a year?
You can get it free 3 times. It's actually this website called myfreescore.com.
Mm-hmm.
You can I think it lets you pull free reports out for free, or if I have not mistaken, I think it's one report.
Okay.
Um, so yes, you could definitely there's definitely certain websites you can go to get your free credit report score
Okay. Okay. That's
and
good.
see everything that's on your credit pretty much. But
Okay.
what you could also do is what's it called? Have subscriptions for these credit monitoring websites and stuff like well, my free score is one, and Identity IQ. That's one a lot of people know about. You know, those will actually give you live live seeing of what's actually on your credit report and what's going on with it.
Do you? Let me ask you something, Lee. Does it seem like assisting people to remove negative inquiries, whether it's collections or charge offs on their credit? Does it seem like it's harder now to do it since COVID, or was it easy at one time, or is the hassle with you? Is it harder now? And
I
the reason
think
I'm asking this question because I've heard like this different videos, so I'm just asking your perspective.
my perspective, I feel like it's been the same. I haven't really seen anything change with it, or like doing clients that have pretty much the same stuff on their credit report, and one is the other, and then the other is not. So it's been the same ever since I have been doing it, pretty much.
Understood. Okay. Someone else wanted to know, would you like, okay, well, I guess what's the difference between a co-signer and an authorized user?
A co-signer, you're basically like let's say for an example, if I go to a dealership
Mm-hmm.
and let's say I'm your younger brother and I co-sign for you, I'm basically going on to an agreement um, to get a car, for example, or a house or whatever. I'm basically co-signing for you to be able to get approved to get what you need. It could be a car, a house, or an apartment or whatever. And what that does is basically synchronizes both of our information together.
Mm-hmm.
And I always tell people that co-sign others, make sure whoever you're co-signing for is a responsible person because that will affect
Right.
you as well.
That's what I was just thinking, because you co-sign for the wrong person. You think they're cool,
Right.
someone that you know, and if they mess up a payment,
The payment,
that
yeah,
hurts them too,
it
right?
has both of y'all, yes.
Okay. Oh, this is a good question. Someone said that, okay, so we do know it's three credit bureaus. You have Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian, right?
Right.
And they said that they have an issue where they don't have a score. I guess they're starting over, so they don't have a score in their, or I guess one of the credit bureaus. So just say if it's they got two credit scores on two of the bureaus, but one they don't. How can they get it where they can get all scores? Oh, how is it like that? How can someone just not have any scores on
But
one of the credit bureaus?
that all pretty much depends on what you apply towards too. Like let's say if you apply for a credit card and it only not every credit card what's it called reports to all three credit bureaus. So you want to make sure you know what you're applying for and know what the outcomes of what you're applying for will be.
So it kind of would be good to go with that company's self, like you said,
Yes,
because
like
they're going to report to all three bureaus.
self does, yes.
So there's the question, Anonymous. The question that you ask in regards to you only having two scores on two of your credit bureaus and one you don't. He's saying that Self is a good company.
Yeah. But
So you're like
oh you can
really
also
confident.
what you also could do is Google search credit builder accounts. You have a list of them that actually will pop up and you know just go for the one that you feel more comfortable with.
Okay.
And
So are
yeah.
you openly with like people just like reaching out to you like through your email tonight and Instagram if they have questions and they want to follow up with you
Oh yes.
to
Feel free to all the viewers that's watching right now. Feel free to message me, call me. Like you know I'm here for y'all. So definitely reach out to me.
That's
about
good.
some questions I have.
And you guys, because we're getting closer to 10, I just want to do a quick week recap. Lee basically, brought some knowledge in regards to, he's saying that if you do have a collections, you have something in collections, and just quote me if I'm wrong, Lee, you did say that if it is in collections, it's kind of best to reach out to the actual company
Company, yeah.
first to see if you can work out a payment with them instead of the
Mhm.
collection agency, correct?
Correct, yes. Because
Okay.
one thing with the debt collectors, they're always going to call you versus the company. They're not really going because it's all once they leave the company, it goes into the debt collector's hands after that. So you want to make sure you go back to the company or wherever you
Hmm.
have debts with, and make sure you find a way to like pay that off with them.
And it makes sense too. I think I would want to reach the company instead of just going through the collection agency too, because therefore the collection agency, I guess it's probably easier and better to go through the company because then you can hurry up and get it removed. But then
Remove.
is it also good too, Lee, for those pay for delete letters? They really come in handy though. They need to still do that or
They pay for delete. I've seen people try that and still with no future, no
yeah,
further ongoing process with that. So uh,
I've heard
it's a
that
kind of
too.
mysterious thing with that, pretty much.
I've heard someone say that in regards to the pay for delete. I remember one time I was working on my credit, and
Right,
it's like they wouldn't even agree to the offer. Was like going back and forth, and eventually I
right,
was able to
right.
do it. But
Mm-hmm.
you're right, it seemed like it could be a hassle with that.
Could be, yes, yes.
I gotta make sure I got everything because I want to be like, Miss Favor, you forgot my question.
That's okay.
So I know you did say the best way to increase your credit card limit. What did you say about that?
Make sure you make on-time payments with whoever your lender is or bank is. Make sure you definitely have on-time payments. And I believe uh after a certain amount of time, that's when they start increasing your limit.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
okay, I'm glad I did look on this other page. I do I have two other questions. Someone said after bankruptcy, what is the best thing to do to build credit?
You pretty much you pretty much can start from fresh.
Hmm.
What I'll probably do is, or advise anybody to do is, you can also really wipe your whole credit off in a way as well with that.
Okay, understood, understood.
You can
So
really
we
wipe.
have,
There's ways to wipe your credit off and actually not have to go through those steps again.
okay, that's good to know.
But when you wipe your credit off, that's basically a whole factory reset, and that's basically deleting all your information you have had in the past, pretty much. And it's
Give me
definitely a way
one
to go
second,
around that.
Lee.
Well,
I'm
you
on the
basically
porch.
start from zero.
Okay. That's the thing. When you look, I'm producing and doing everything on my own. One of my cameras is going out, so I had to hurry up and get that because I'm doing behind the scenes also.
Right,
So
right.
that's good to know that you gave them the information about that. Because that was a question someone wanted to know. So
Mhm.
basically, also that company self will be good for someone to build
Start
their credit.
establishing credit from, yes. Self is definitely has helped a lot of people out, and I know for sure a lot of people hear like gimmicks about it and stuff, but it's
It's
definitely helping
legit.
a lot of people
And
out.
that's good. Like you're an advocate with it saying, like I even went with them for like 3 years and they work. And see, that's good because you have a testimony, it's experience. And
Mhm.
a lot of people, like even with me, I'm gonna feel more comfortable talking to someone that has an experience instead
Mhm.
of someone saying, I think this works. And
Right.
we have someone that said, great podcast, thank for your credit tips. So I'm quite sure she's gonna be reaching out to you. So that's good. Thank you so much. We appreciate you watching tonight.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody and take care and have a blessed day.
So I want to say this, everyone. If you have some credit questions, you have some concerns, you want to get some education, Lee said that he has an ebook that you can reach out to him. He can create a certain package for you. If you
Mhm.
just want to work on your own credit, he can help you by that with the ebook. Or if
Mhm.
you want him to work on your credit, he said give him a call, email him, follow him on Instagram, send him a DM. Also, I want to say this to everyone that is tuned in tonight. I have some people that always reach out to me that wanted to start a podcast. And I just want to say, just go ahead and just do it. It's
Mhm.
so many different ways you can podcast, even like with Lee. He has
Mhm.
a credit repair company. If you've been doing the same thing or you're kind of afraid, just do it.
Yeah.
Um, Anchor FM is a professional a company that you can reach out to where you can have your own platform. They give you like a landing page and it's professional, and I'm actually with Anchor also. So I say just go ahead and do it. Especially if you don't have the money, you don't have to worry about going to a studio. You can actually podcast from your cell phone or your laptop, and you can just upload everything. And you can podcast about so many different avenues, whether you are a hairstylist or makeup artist. I say it all the time. You can
Mhm.
pick your own niche, come up with your own podcast name. You can podcast once a week or once a month or bi-weekly is your choice. And I just want to say, give someone this little knowledge. Just don't copy anyone. Be yourself. Just be original. Be authentic. Just do what you want to do. Don't worry about what nobody else is doing, and don't worry about who don't like you with it or whatever. Do
Mhm.
what you want to do. No one is you, and that's your power. Just know that you're unique, and so is your journey, and just manifest whatever you want. Like the only thing, the issue that I have with myself, I wish I'd have started my podcast a long time ago. Just step out on faith and just do it. There's so many different avenues, so many different things that you can podcast about. And I know I usually bring the resources every week. I didn't have any resources tonight. No one reached out to me about any job opportunities. I know like the week before, I had someone that was looking for some cooks over by Atlanta, by the airport. So they're good with that. Then I brought some jobs last week, and everybody is good. So if I get any other resources, you know that I'm here every Thursday at 9 p.m. We
Mhm.
had a great show tonight with LeeA1 Credit Repair. Lee, let everyone know where they can find you at on Instagram and your email address and how they can contact you.
You can always contact me by phone, which is my actual phone number or my business number, which is 678-683-0172. That's my personal number. If I never answer on that business number, oh, sorry, on that personal number, you can always contact me on my business number, which is 678-373-7626.
That's good.
And also on Instagram as well at Lee A1 Credit Repair Services. You can always find me on there as well. And if I don't reach out over there, you can always get to me on my personal page, which is famous DJ LeeA1. So feel free to get in touch with me. If you have any questions or couldn't answer any questions in this podcast, feel free to DM me.
That is good to know. So he's already told you guys the doors is open. Go ahead and hit him up on DM. Having your credit repair, if that's an issue, or you just have some questions, or you've been having some obstacles, go ahead and reach out to him. Don't be afraid. Even to the people that I asked questions for tonight, y'all can reach out to him, but you guys are still anonymous. No one knows who you guys are. I'm here every Thursday. I will say that my season is almost up.
Right.
Season one, I have two more episodes, and then my season finale would be the end of June, which would be unfiltered spicy topics. And other than that, I'll be back here next Thursday. I always have the segments, whether it's an entrepreneurial journey to success or exclusive Thursdays. And then I have unfiltered spicy topics, which is once a month, every last Thursday. I have a really great show the last month of June for my season. And listen, you guys reach out to me at unfiltered with Faith Adorne show at gmail.com. I'm actually going to be creating show content for other content creators. producing stuff. So if you guys have any questions and you want to create your own platform, reach out to me. Let's network. Let's see if we can vibe. Also, before I let you go, Lee, I can't let you go away. I know the show is ending, but I have a segment where
Okay.
before each guest leave, I play a video from a certain celebrity and I ask you your perspective of this video. This is from Lil Baby, and
Okay.
I just want your perspective of how you feel about the video.
All
Like
right.
how it's a motivational video. It's nothing like that. You just have to give me your perspective on it.
All right.
I actually knew I was gonna be a millionaire. Like I actually grinded and prepared to be a millionaire. So eventually I became a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? So I live like that on a day-to-day basis. I watch what I say. I'm a strong believer in the tongue is the powerful thing on your body.
What you think about that? Because I see you doing credit repair and you
Yeah.
just got off work too, so you're kind of living the life like me,
Nice. Right.
still working a 9 to 5 and still
Mhm.
chasing your dreams. So how was that video to you?
It is very motivational, and what he's saying is very true. Like just the whole aspect of like just believing in yourself and having a vision towards your goals and
That is
knowing what you
true.
want. So that's very true.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. I and when I seen that video, I was like, that would be perfect for tonight because it's just like, okay, let me get Lee's perspective from this video. Some of
Yeah.
you guys, we had a great show tonight. I learned a lot of stuff in regards to building your credit and just repairing your credit. So I really feel like you guys can be comfortable reaching out to Lee. He's told you how to reach him on Instagram, his email address. He's also giving you his phone number. Lee, also send me in a comment right quick, private chat, so I can go ahead and put it in the comments for people to reach out to you.
Okay.
Um, actually, and send it to me as a private chat, and I send it out. Oh, we are live. So you guys, I'm going to be sending everybody Lee's information. It would also be in the link on YouTube. Also, I'm sending it to everyone right now.
I didn't mean that out there, but for Instagram, but
Hold on, I fix it. And I just want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. I appreciate everybody's questions.
mhm. I
I
appreciate y'all
appreciate
tuning in.
everybody's views. Oh, hold on, Lee. I sent that to you. Hold on. I need to send it
Okay.
through the comments.
Um, is my phone number being needed or?
You can send that too, and I can send that
Mhm.
also. But right now, I just send an email, and they can actually. Well, your Instagram. I got your Instagram. I'm gonna send that. So listen, everyone, you are tuned in to Unfiltered with Faith Adorne. Tonight's segment was the entrepreneur journey to success. We actually, which was featuring Lee from A1 Credit Repair Services. I put his Instagram information in the link. I appreciate everyone that stopped by tonight. Um, Everyone's questions. And I just want to say thank you guys for being consistent with me every week and the viewers that I have. And I'm going to be back here next Thursday. I have a really great show next Thursday. And I have a really great show, like it's going to be my last show on the end of June. And then we're going to take a break and we're going to come back for season 2. Other than that, I just want to say you've been tuned in to Unfiltered with Faith Adorn. If you want to start your own podcast, do it. Don't worry about what nobody else got to say. If you got any questions and you need some assistance, hit me up. You can email me at unfilteredwithfaithadornshow@gmail.com. You can also follow me on my Instagram platform, Unfiltered with Faith Adorn, on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch. On Twitter, I am at Faith Adorn. And I just want to say thank you everybody for watching. We had a good show. Lee, thank you for coming out tonight. And I
Oh
know you
yeah,
just got off.
most
And
definitely, most definitely.
um, thank you so much. And other than that, see you guys next Thursday. Same time at 9 p.m.
Hmm.
A whole different show.
Hmm.
And good night. See y'all next Thursday at 9 p.m.
Good
Hold on,
night,
Lee.
everybody.
Thank you for watching Unfiltered with Faith Adorne tonight, and we hope you enjoyed the episode. Check back every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time for new content, resources, and interviews. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your views, so we appreciate you watching. Also, quick disclaimer, all of our guests have an opportunity to voice their opinion and give their perspectives on all of our topics. It's not saying it's right, it's not saying it's wrong, but we respect everybody's opinion. And the cool thing is you can join in with the conversation, regardless where you are around the world. If you would like to be a part of our online audience for any of our upcoming topics, send us an email. Are you an entrepreneur, an artist, a talent, or CEO? Do you have a testimony you would like to share? Or how about submitting an unfiltered spicy topic? Or what about a crazy confession? Send us an email at unfilteredwithfaithadornshow@gmail.com. Look at the video. There's the email address right there. Unfilteredwithfaithadornshow@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Check back every Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. We stream live. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and Instagram. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, you guys. You will never miss a video at Unfiltered with Faith Adorne. See you soon. Enjoy your weekend. Thanks for watching.